A week for me would have been, middle of the pack, or if there was a cut, maybe battling to make a cut where now it's okay. I set myself up with a good score on Thursday and I played well, but Friday, Saturday, and today weren't quite as good. So the level of consistency is there, and I didn't feel like I played good at all today, and still went around bogey 3, shot 68. It's not too bad. So. A lot of positives heading into 2015, and if I'm really pleased about this year is that level of consistency that I've shown on my golf, and I haven't finished outside the top 25. My last few results have been very, very consistent, very good. So a lot of good stuff going into next year.
John,
Rory, in terms of ball striking, what has been the improvement for the improvement for the year? When you look back on the whole of the 12 months, what do you think you did better in terms of ball striking this year than?
In terms of ball striking, I've driven it better, which is it's a huge part of my game. When I drive it well, I can take advantage of those golf courses that we play and give myself short irons in the greens and more opportunities for birdies. But I think my mid-range putting, or putting from when you don't quite hit a very good iron shot and you leave yourself 25 feet, something like that. I've been very good from that range this year, which I think has helped. So there's been and it's more, my bad shots aren't just as bad as they were. Instead of it going 10 yards off the fairway, it might be in the semi-rough or whatever. So just the margin for error has been sort of tightened a little bit, and it means that I'm hitting more shots from the fairways, I'm giving myself more chances for birdies, and shooting better scores because of it.
First,
Rory, just wonder your reaction when you got the favourable balance on 18, and whether you thought, maybe this is my chance to put a bit of pressure on Henrik.
Yeah, I mean, when I saw at first I looked and I was like, there's no way that's a golf ball, it couldn't be my ball. And so I thought it was maybe a tee that someone had put for like a drop, and then I was like, no, it definitely looks like a golf ball. It was very lucky, and it was going in the water, it hit a rock, it didn't go in, and I didn't make birdie, and I probably wouldn't have made birdie anyway if it had been in the water. So I sort of got what I deserved there on last.
Joy.
Rory, just looking back to 2012 and to the trophy again this year, obviously there have been a lot of distractions in your life in 2012 onwards, but do you think this year has been really special given all that you had to face, and still coming up with this trophy and the PGA Tour honors?
Yeah, it's been a big learning curve. I feel like, as you said, this year has been full of ups and downs, mainly ups, which is a great thing. But I've learned a lot from it, and I feel like I've came through this year stronger and wiser, and I can go into 15 and in a much better place. So I'm happy with that, and I'm happy with the success that I've had. But I feel like there's been a lot that I've learned this year as well, and that's a great thing going into the future.
Steve?
This was about half asked and answered. The second half of 18, I take it you got up there, found a big skid mark on the side of your ball, and the yardage in the club, and what transpired on 18 after the ricochet shot.
Yeah, it was a terrible second shot. I was in between clubs. I was in between a 3-iron and a 4-iron. Tried to sort of cut up a 3-iron and just hung it way out right into the grandstand. And left myself a very difficult up and down. I had to come over the shoulder of the sort of the green there, and I did well to hit it to 10 feet or however far it was. So I felt like I hit a good putt, just under red a little bit. So.
Right.
Ross, a couple of questions for me. You've got a big week next week, which we've talked about already. After the Australian Open, how much of a break will you take? What do you work on in particular with the clubs? How much time do you spend working in the clubs? And when do you sort of start?
That's more than a couple of running. One at a time.
Fernando Dale just emptying his money.
You get the gist.
And the last one, when do you think you'll start thinking about Augusta? So the first part was the question.
I started thinking about Augusta on the 18th of August. I'm on the PGA. Yeah, you know, next week's a big week. I want to go down there and play well and you know, do a good job of defending my title down there. And then after that, I've got a pretty busy week. I'm not playing golf, but I've got a few other commitments and things to do. So, but you know, I'll have a little bit of downtime over Christmas and New Year, which will be nice. And you know, I'll start practicing again early on in New Year and getting ready for Abu Dhabi. So, equipment-wise, will I work on much? No, I might tinker around with a new set of irons that I have been playing about with for the last couple of months. But apart from that, just, you know, keep everything sort of seems to be working right now. So just keep it as is and you know, just prepare well and get my game and my body in shape for the new season.
Rory, Shane Lowry made his long-awaited breakthrough into the world's top 50 today.
Yeah, I saw that.
How pleased are you for him, and do you imagine that it'll be such a liberating experience for him that he'll go on and build on that, given the talent he has and what you know of him?
Yeah, you know, it's fantastic that he's made the top 50. It's going to be his first trip to Augusta, which will be great for him. I think he'll do well around there because you need a razor sharp short game, and that's really, you know, what his game is based on. He's a great wedge player and putter, so you know, he'll do well around there, I would think. But yeah, you know, I remember when I got into the top 50. It's a great feeling. You know, it really is. You know, you get to pick and choose your schedule a little bit more. You know, you're more in control of everything, and in terms of, yeah, I want to play there. I don't really want to play there. You know, I'll go to the courses that suit me. You know, he's got the freedom to pick and choose where he wants to play, which is great, and you know, pleased for him. You know, really, it's a great place to be.
Graham, last one, please.
Rory, I don't think anyone would ever doubt that you should be world number one at the moment. I'm sure you feel you've earned it. Is there anything about being number one that you're uncomfortable with, you know, being constantly at the centre of attention or anything like that, or are you just enjoying every minute of it?
I used to be uncomfortable. There was times when I first, not really, there was times in, yeah, I mean, when you get to this point, there's added scrutiny and there's added, you know, criticism or whatever it is, but I've learned to deal with it. It's just part of the title now, you know, world number one, that's what it comes with, and I've become comfortable with it. Like, I've spent more than a year of my career at world number one, so, you know, if I'm not used to it by now, then there's something wrong. So I obviously enjoy it. It's where I want to be. I want to be the best player in the world, and I want to keep it for as long as I possibly can.
No, Rory, you're not bad, that's it. Congratulations again, amazing year. Well done.
Good luck in all.